was a weekend of shocks in the FA Cup. Luton Town made the headlines and history. The first non-league side ever to beat a team from the Premier League. James Burridge is at a training ground now. James.
Yes, and what a weekend, Stuart, when you consider what Luton achieved. And MK Dons, of course, they won 4-2 against Queen's Park Rangers on Saturday. That's ensured them a fifth-round tie against Barnsley in mid-February. But Luton was really the story, wasn't it? The first side from non-league to beat a top-flight side in 24 years. And, of course, 85 places between the two sides. Tom Williams wraps up an astonishing weekend.
Luton of the conference. We've had a big upset in the FA Cup. Luton attack again. Ball goes in. It's tapped into the net.
And Luton become the first non-league team to beat top-flight opposition in the FA Cup for almost a quarter of a century.
8 hours earlier, the calm of the team hotel. Some players relaxed.
We're through to the next round thanks to Alex Lawless.
Others, like Luton midfielder Matt Robinson, wrapped.
When I heard we got Norwich, I was like, that's peak, but I carry canaries in cages when checking for gas leaks.
Just the tonic before departing for Carrow Road. At the ground, a buzz of excitement. It's Norwich against Luton, the wealth of the Premier League up against a team from non-league. But this is the FA Cup, so what chance an upset?
Luton will come, they've got nothing to lose. They're coming to enjoy the occasion, and if they can try and nick the game, they will do. And we've seen enough shocks this week in football to say that it does happen.
And there's always a chance that it could happen, isn't there? And that's, you know, everyone talks about the beauty of the FA Cup, and lots of people come here today expecting the upset.
Norwich had the better chances, but Luton had their moment of magic.
O'Donnell sends it across. Oh, it's in! It's in! It's turned in by Scott Rundell. The dream is on now. The Luton Town supporters, all 4,000 of them, go absolutely bananas.
Only the FA Cup, eh? The last time Luton beat Norwich in the competition back in '59, they went on to reach the final.
By my day, beating a Premiership team. Brilliant.
That was the best match in the world.
The best match in the world?
Because Luton was so good.
Brilliant, fantastic. I just didn't expect it.
Well, for me, it's I'm really pleased for the club. I mean, the club's had some really bad days over the last few years, so I'm absolutely thrilled for the board, the fans and the players.
A momentous day, truly historic, unforgettable for everyone there. Tom Williams, BBC Look East.
Well, you saw a bit of him there, Paul Buckle, trying to take it all in. He's still trying to take it all in freezing training conditions. Paul, thanks for joining us on Look East this lunchtime.
No problem.
What a performance from the weekend and creating a little bit of history. What does it mean for this football club?
Oh, it means a great deal. It's sinking in now, finally sinking in. Written on the board, fifth round of the FA Cup. It's amazing, and it was such a proud moment when I saw the referee put the whistle to his mouth. I couldn't believe it, and seeing the celebrations at the end. It's been an incredible cup run, but we don't want it to end just yet.
I know, after all the pain of the recent 5-6 years or so, it's done a huge amount for self-confidence around here, I imagine.
It has. I mean, obviously the game plan long term is for one day to have Luton Town playing the likes of Wolves and Norwich again. So it's been brilliant for our fans to see that, you know.
And a quick one on Millwall coming up. I mean, what a game in prospect.
Incredible! What an atmosphere against Wolves at Kenilworth Road, and I thought we'd have to wait quite a while for that atmosphere again, but we don't. It's going to be electric.
Good stuff, Paul. Thanks very much indeed. Best of luck this week. An astonishing weekend. More on Look East tonight at 6:30.
It's in towards.
It's hats off to the Hatters, who pulled off the biggest cup upset for more than 20 years.
That was the best match in the world.
By my day, beating a Premiership team. Brilliant.
Been the toast of the footballing world this weekend after their stunning win in the FA Cup at Norwich. They became the first ever non-league side to beat a team from the Premier League. James Burridge is in Luton now. James.
Stuart, yes, you have to go back to 1979 and Sutton's defeat of the then holders Coventry City to find a result which has shocked and surprised so many. Let's be honest, the history at Kenilworth Road has been pretty depressing, what with financial irregularity and the consistent problem of not being able to get back into the Football League. But on the weekend and at Carrow Road, Luton Town showed what they can do given the occasion. It's boosted their financial coffers by hundreds of thousands of pounds and it grabbed national headlines.
Luton of the conference. We've had a big upset in the FA Cup. Luton attack again. Ball goes in. It's tapped into the net.
And Luton become the first non-league team to beat top-flight opposition in the FA Cup for almost a quarter of a century.
Of excitement. It's Norwich against Luton, the wealth. 85 places separated the sides in the football ladder. For long periods you'd hardly have known. Norwich did look more threatening until Luton made the headlines, created FA Cup history.
Wallace is drawing up. It's in towards
Only the FA Cup, eh? The last time Luton beat Norwich in the competition back in ¡59, they went on to reach the final.
Good for Luton, they deserve it. That's shocking by Norwich. Shocking. I should lose wages for 2 weeks.
We are Luton. We are Luton.
Has already stated the FA Cup is no longer a priority.
It's my responsibility. I take full responsibility of the team that I put out, the tactics, the performance. But we certainly wouldn't want to disrespect Luton. They came with a game plan, and that would be similar to any of the other upsets over the weekend.
For Luton, after a decade dampened by administration, points deductions and relegation, at last the gloom has lifted.
To actually beat them at their ground, a Premiership club, is something that will stay with me for a long time.
The club will make at least £250,000 from their cup run.
Financially, whilst it's very good, and all depends on things like TV appearance for this Millwall game coming up, we will be putting quite a bit back into the football club to try and get our league status improved.
Momentous, historic, unforgettable. The FA Cup at its best. Tom Williams, BBC Look East.
Well, of course, the Luton result wasn't the only shock one. Well, for both Paul Buckle and Carl Robinson from here on Kenilworth Road, it's back to you.
James, thank you very much indeed.
Mad Hatters as Luton go crazy, how the touching story of one young fan helped inspire their incredible giant killing.
And a monster of the...
This next one, and if you're a fan of the underdog, you'll want to see it again and again.
Yes, you don't have to be a football fan to appreciate the drama of one of the most astonishing weekends in the history of the FA Cup.
Particularly non-league. Luton Town's 1-0 victory over their Premier League opposition Norwich City. And for one fan in particular, it was a very, very special day, as Malcolm Robertson will tell us.
Who would have thought Liverpool would have been knocked out?
It's a momentous victory for Oldham Athletic.
So too, by the wayside, fell Spurs.
Echoes of a glorious past for Neil Warnock's Leeds United.
But on this glorious weekend of FA Cup upsets, the biggest of them all was created by non-league Luton Town. Amazingly, almost unbelievably, beating Premier League Norwich City, and on Norwich's own Carrow Road pitch too.
Rendell is in the centre, Lawless is drawing up. It's in towards Rendell! The substitute puts the conference side in front! Maybe the fairy tale will happen for Luton Town!
One of the biggest shocks in the long history of the FA Cup. No wonder the players and their 4,000 travelling supporters went wild with delight. Who could possibly have predicted this? 85 places between them in football's hierarchy. Who could have imagined the sort of day Luton's 8-year-old mascot Corey Davison would have? He's been diagnosed with a malignant brain tumour. Emotional scenes for him after the game as he was held aloft by Luton player John Shaw. Today at the family home at Blythe in Northumberland, Corey relived his special day.
I went to see the players and they were all like really, really good, and they looked fit and well to play football.
The Luton connection comes from him watching John Shaw when he played for Gateshead close to Corey's home.
It was a fantastic moment for myself to be stood in front of the fans with my family there and friends in the stands, but to get him on the pitch, you know, it'll have been a fantastic experience for him, and like I say, every day is fantastic for him. You know, nobody knew whether he was going to make it through his tumour. He has done. He's in remission, full remission, so every day is, you know, a new day for him, which I'm sure him and his family are happy to be there. So, you know, Saturday will have been fantastic for him and everybody.
How Eric Morecambe, a Luton director in his day, would have been looking down and loving this. And what a day for Luton goalkeeper Mark Tyler, a Norfolk lad playing his first ever game at Carrow Road against his hometown team, and helping inflict arguably the most embarrassing ever result on the club. In front of the end where he used to support Norwich City as a boy.
To come here, you know, I mean, where it all started for me and to play here when I'm 35 is an unbelievable feeling. So yeah, very happy.
It was as if Luton's fans couldn't quite believe what they'd witnessed. Many had secretly hoped they wouldn't be too badly beaten. And Scott Rendell will figure in football quizzes for years to come. Who was the substitute that scored the goal when non-league Luton won at Norwich?
I just had to give my all in 20 minutes, and if I got that one chance, I needed to put it away, and it was just luckily that it ended up in the back of the net. It was a fantastic feeling.
Luton now have home draws in the 5th round. Still dreaming of Wembley, and after the crazy events of the most dramatic FA Cup weekend for years, anything's possible. Malcolm Robertson, ITV News.
And really lovely to see little Corrie there with Grant Holt's shirt at the end. Isn't that brilliant?
Absolutely fantastic. And what an incredible weekend.
Absolutely. We'll hear more about it later as well. Well, we heard from the Luton goal scorer Scott Rendell briefly there in Malcolm's report. Well, a little earlier, I managed to catch up with Scott and also defender Jake Howells, who both reflected on their incredible achievement.
Yeah, it was obviously a fantastic day for everyone surrounded with the club, and for myself to pop up with a winner was even better. It was a bit surreal Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, but it's slowly starting to sink in now, and I'm slightly getting used to it.
And Jake, tell us what life has been like since the win.
It's been different, to be honest. You know, all the cameras, all the ITV programmes and that. But no, it's brilliant. You know, brilliant for the club and a brilliant occasion for the fans and the players.
And now Millwall. You're not too enamoured by that, I hear, guys.
No, it's obviously not the ideal draw that we all hope for, but it's a game at home and in front of our own fans. So no one's going to want to be coming to Carrow Road, and especially with the form we've been in this year. So we'll go there knowing we could get another positive result.
What does it mean for the club, all this success at the moment? Because it's great to see it on the pitch, but what does it mean for off the pitch as well? Because bringing valuable finances into the game again for you.
Yeah, it's obviously the club's been through a well-known bad period with obviously the points deductions and the relegations back to back, and now hopefully this cup run and the money and the revenue earned from this cup run has stabilised the club for a fair few years to come now.
Jake, do you have a word or two for Norwich? Any sympathy?
Not really, no.
I imagine it's the same with you as well, Scott. What did you say to the players afterwards?
Yeah, I think we were all in shock more than anything right at the end of the game. Obviously, they were fantastic with us during the game and especially after the game. They were very humble, and a few of them come into the change room after and congratulated us. So that was nice. But yeah, they need to concentrate on their league form now and hopefully stand up for them in the Premiership.
OK, and let's have a final thought from both of you on what it's been like this weekend, what it's meant to you, and what going forward it's going to mean as well.
Oh, it's going to be brilliant. You know, it's going to be a brilliant opportunity playing against Millwall the next round, and hopefully we can kick off our season and get out of this league, and that's our main aim at the end of the day. So whatever happens now to the end of the season, it's going to be something to remember. So brilliant, I can't wait.
It's a fantastic weekend for everyone around the club, including the players, the staff, the fans. They all deserve it, and hopefully they've had a very good week celebrating it. They had a good weekend, and we need to remember days like Saturday and take that forward with us for the rest of the season.
Well, congratulations. It was a fantastic win. Really looking forward to seeing how you go against Millwall. But first of all, congratulations and good luck against Grimsby.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
2 days on and he's still very much in demand. But one thing has changed for Luton manager Paul Buckle.
I'm smiling now. I wasn't smiling too much after the game.
7 Millwall
will travel to Luton.
Question, who would you like? Obviously, I said Manchester United at home because my son's a Manchester United supporter. But no, at home to Millwall is brilliant. We've proved that we can beat a Championship team, and I want the players to take a lot of faith in that.
Norwich fans will no doubt be reminded for some time about their team's humiliating exit from the FA Cup. Manager Chris Hughton said he was hurting on Saturday. So has the pain subsided 48 hours later?
There wouldn't be a single player and a member of staff that hasn't gone through difficult times before, and it's about making sure that you learn from it, you perhaps benefit from it, and the good thing in our game is that there's always a next.
Luton didn't see that coming, have to be
Who did though, Don?
No,
really, to be fair.
Even when it was 0-0 late in the game, but it was astonishing. It's a shame that both clubs
don't play Premier League opposition next, but who knows if they get past the 5th round?
Well, I suppose that is the point, isn't it? Both sides there have both got a great chance of winning, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Well, let's turn our attention to the